REKT podcast is brought to you by Honey Miner. Want to start mining, but never had the technical skills or time? Honey Miner is the answer. Honey Miner is a one-click install mining software that downloads directly to your computer and earns you Bitcoin. No more writing scripts or configurations. Just download the desktop app and start mining immediately. What are you waiting for? Go to honeyminer.com and start earning Bitcoin while you sleep today. That's honeyminer.com, on Twitter at GetHoneyMiner, and Telegram at t.me/honeyminer.
I'm Chambers Bags, and I'm REKT.
Hello and welcome to REKT Podcast. I am Bunchu Betts here alongside my other two wonderful hosts. Chamber, how are you?
Doing pretty good. Nice, beautiful day. It's a lot nicer than it was yesterday. It really heated up. So I got the shorts on, got the short sleeves on. It's good.
Oh, it got warmer? It got cooler here. It was 57 degrees today.
No, it was like, I think, 27, 28 degrees here.
How
Celsius.
How are your bags?
You know what? I'm heavy in alts. They've been at the bottom for a while. I mean, this is I haven't been crushed too bad.
So now, they're just kind of hanging out there.
Yeah, just
so even when everything else is crashing around it, there's not much room for them to go.
Right, exactly. You're not seeing these big dumps. I'm trying to pick up BTC and ETH as much as I can. I think I'm picking up more ETH than BTC right now, just because I think that's got bigger upside, and it's plummeted the most, and I'm going to lose
at the time of this recording. ETH is currently sitting at $180.68, down 8.42% today. So you are just toast on that bet.
I know.
You are toast on that bet. So
my wife was talking about it. She's like, "Oh, what's the Ethereum price today?" I'm like,
that's so funny.
$180.
Did she listen to this morning's podcast?
Yeah,
okay, good. So she got her shout out.
And on her phone too, so we got the download.
Oh, perfect. So that's excellent. And then, as always, we have Cynthia here. How are you doing, Cynthia?
You bring your kids to school today, Cynthia?
Cynthia, what time is it where you are? Oh, wait. So Cynthia's not here. That's not technical difficulties. Cynthia is not here with us today. So it's just me and Chamber holding down the fort. Sorry if we punked you out there listening because you thought there was something wrong with your recording. Nope, Cynthia not here. So we have a fun show for you here today. Chamber and I will be holding down the fort. We're going to do some news and some other fun segments, rapid fire, and we're going to talk about something brand new that we've never done before. But first, a reminder, follow us on Twitter at REKT_podcast. Join our Telegram group. It's a pretty fun time in there. We were talking all about our favorite karaoke songs today, so join us on Telegram at t.me/REKT_podcast. Leave us some iTunes reviews. Give us 5 stars. Tell your friends, your family, your grandmother, your janitor, your Uber driver, your dog walker, everybody. Just tell them. Just say, hey, you ever been wrecked? Listen to these guys.
There's a podcast for it.
There's a podcast for you. Anyway, so let's get right to it. Let's go to the news. Chamber, what do you got for us for our first news story of the day?
A lot of FUD out there. Another FUD news article that came out today.
I'm so glad that you're going to say this because I was going to call my news article FUD.
Ooh, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know. Didn't really affect things too much today, but the founder of OKX was arrested for fraud. So Star Zhu, founder of OKCoin and OKX, is being investigated by the Shanghai Police Department. According to Liu Zheng, officer at the local PD, Zhu was suspected of fraud accused by investors. So Shanghai police have accepted the case, and it's ongoing.
So why is this FUD?
It's just a bad. Sorry, when I say FUD, I meant like a bad news story. Not great for the markets.
Got it. Okay.
Sorry,
but
that's what I meant.
It is a true story. Correct?
It is a real story. Yes, it is a real story.
So
I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean he's done anything wrong. It says he was accused by investors. So we all know what the market looks like these days. Probably a lot of salt out there by the investors.
That's very true.
So you never know.
I'm blaming this whole thing on you. So.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
I'm accusing you of...
I mean, shit didn't start going down until I got in, so I mean...
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Story checks out.
That's what I'm saying. It's all your fault. So, my news story, I'm going to claim as actual FUD.
So, like, not real,
well,
fake
it's
news.
real. It's real, but it's very misleading. So... Okay. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, Ethereum's down about 8% today. And if you've been on Twitter or anywhere else, you've seen a lot of people calling for the death of ETH and that it's going to go to zero because of this thing that we saw today. So this headline reads, U.S. judge says initial coin offering covered by securities law. So what does that headline say to you, Chamber?
Means that... all those ICOs are now securities, and I'm going to lose all my money. I don't know.
Correct. That's kind of how this. That's how this headline reads. Correct. I mean, it's kind of assumptive. Right. It's kind of assumptive, and it's saying, "Oh, ICOs are securities. Done. See ya later."
So I'm waiting for the FBI to knock on my door.
Right. So, however, if you actually read this article, it's a Bloomberg article, and I'm going to call it irresponsible on the headline there.
Shots fired.
Right, yeah. Bloomberg, come at me. Come at your boy. A federal judge has ruled that U.S. securities law may cover an initial coin offering, handing the government a legal victory in its effort to regulate billions of dollars of cybersecurity offerings. So, one, it says... U.S. securities laws may cover an initial coin offering. Initial coin offering.
I may get lucky tonight?
Right. You're right. You may.
It may. It could happen. Stranger things have happened.
The ruling came in a criminal case against a man charged with promoting digital currencies backed by investments in real estate and diamonds that prosecutors said do not exist. Then it says that the government can proceed with a case alleging that the initial coin offering is a security for purposes of federal law. So the interesting part is this is talking about a very specific ICO or ICO-ish. The case, which prosecutor says was the first criminal prosecution of its kind, involves Maxim Zalamsky. The Brooklyn businessman was charged with conspiracy.
Maxim Zalamsky.
Right, of course.
I know that guy.
This is classic Maxim. And the Brooklyn businessman was charged with conspiracy and 2 counts of securities fraud for his role in defrauding investors in 2 initial coin offerings. He'd argued that the ICOs at issue weren't securities, but instead currencies. But I guess he said that,
do we know what they were? What the ICOs were?
So it doesn't actually mention the names of the ICOs. So it says...
So it may have been one that I bought.
Yeah, but I mean, you would probably know because it said that it was backed by real estate and diamonds and stuff, so you would know.
Yeah, I didn't get into any real estate or diamonds.
Now, here's where I think that the headline is irresponsible. So it's been making its way around. It says, in his ruling Tuesday, the judge said it will be ultimately up to the jury to decide whether the ICO at issue was a security, but the allegations in the indictment would support such a finding. The judge's decision focused on the particulars of Zaslansky's alleged ICO and not on other ICO transactions.
Oh, so FUD.
Right. But if upheld, the ruling could have broader ramifications.
Yeah, it could be, cited in future cases.
Right. But I mean, based on the title,
it's a lot of what ifs.
U.S. judge says initial coin offering covered by securities laws. So I guess it should say, it's talking about very particular one case. So all this thing going around and I think it could definitely have had a impact on the price of Ethereum today because it's tanking like crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
It's crazy what these headlines and stuff can do to something. But
what do you think ETH is going to go down to, by the way?
0. Right?
I hope not. I'm going to buy a lot of it at zero.
Me too. I would go all in ETH on zero. No, but realistically,
Yeah, what do you think the
know.
bottom is? Call the bottom.
I
just want to get you on a bet.
From a non-technical, I haven't really looked at it technically. I've seen some people saying like 155, but I've also seen some people saying double digits. So,
yeah, like maybe like a 96 or something like that.
So
I could see that.
I don't know, man. I think I'd be loading.
I don't think it'll get
96.
to. I don't think it'll get down to double digits. I think like a 135.
If it does, I'm interested for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very interested in double digit Ethereum. I'm
gonna buy some double digit Ethereum.
Me too. And this is not, of course, financial advice because we are REKT podcast. And if you take what we say as financial advice, you will end up REKT podcast.
I mean, if you are, you got some problems out there. I mean,
look, I think we
couldn't
these other,
be more clear.
Well, all these other podcasts go out of their way to do these big disclaimers that say that they're not financial advice, and they have to have a disclaimer. I feel like ours is covered right in the title of the show.
100%. Yeah, I mean,
that's our disclaimer right there. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, no, so. It's pretty obvious, guys. I mean, don't take our advice. That's basically what it comes down to.
Yes, but listen to our show because we're fun.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, so that does it for our news. We have something fun that we're going to do here that is comes from a article that I wrote a while back for the Whale Reports. So shout out Whale Reports. I actually wrote this back in May, but we're going to.
Can you put a whale drop like a whale sound?
Whale call?
Yeah, every time we shout out Whale Reports, I'd like to hear like a.
Do you know how hard that would be to edit? But I want to do that. Yes, I will find that. So shout out Whale Reports. I'll do it twice here. And then, so the article I wrote is called Honey Bunches of Blockchain. And what I did here was take the top 10 market cap cryptocurrencies and rank them as serials. So we're going to go through this right now with the top 10 coin market cap coins, and I'm going to rank them as serials. Chamber, you're going to tell me if these are agreeable or terrible takes, and we're going to, that's what we're going to do here. So Bitcoin, obviously the number one by market cap, and I'm saying that Bitcoin is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Bitcoin's the number one cryptocurrency on the planet. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the number one cereal. Do not at me. Don't at me. Just that's it. Bitcoin is the cinnamon sugar swirl of cryptocurrency. It's so good. You're going to want to drink the milk. And
I mean, you're not far off. I love me a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But let's be honest. Reese Peanut Butter Cup cereal.
So that's your number one cereal.
That is the best cereal. That's a back-to-back cereal bowl for me. I'm like, I just had a whole bowl of chocolate and peanut butter balls. I'm gonna have me another one. And then
most cereals are back-to-back bowls for me. Yeah, almost all cereals. I'm a big cereal guy. I could probably eat a whole small box in one sitting.
So funny story. Well, kind of sad story about my dad. He had forever. He's not a big dude, but he likes his cereal, and he had a cereal bowl, like it was his cereal bowl. Like you didn't use it for anything else. It was only for him, and he would have it was basically a salad bowl, and he would just dump a whole load of cereal in there.
Yeah.
But he got diagnosed with diabetes
a
couple of years ago, and he had to retire the bowl.
He had to hang up his bowl?
It's just up on a shelf now for all to see. I know. It was a very sad day for him.
You need to get like his favorite spoon like engraved with like the years that he was in the cereal game, hanging in
he
the rafters.
He was a real cereal guy.
Wow.
Nothing else. That was his vice. That's his sweet
go-to.
vice.
Oh my goodness. That's a sad story. But
yeah, we're gonna pour one out for the cereal bowl.
Pour one out. All right, number 2, Ethereum, still ranked number 2, even maybe not for long. But I'm relating that to Frosted Flakes. So Ethereum, it's a crypto old reliable, and Frosted Flakes are definitely a cereal old reliable. And then I'm gonna even give you some stats here. According to Kellogg's in 2017, 31.1 million Americans ate 1 to 4 portions of Frosted Flakes per week, and 9.1 million people ate 10 or more portions per week. So
that's a lot of portions.
That's a lot of portions, just like what we were saying, right?
Yeah.
So when you open the pantry, Frosted Flakes are there, and if you look at anything crypto, you're going to see Ethereum. And
I can't argue those stats.
I mean that's right.
The stats. But that being said, Frosted Flakes are trash.
What? They're great.
They're gross.
No, come on.
Those are the worst cereal. Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm 0 for 2 here. I'm offending your delicate
I would put
Canadian sensibilities.
I would put Cinnamon Toast Crunch number 2.
Okay.
So I mean, you were close with Cinnamon. You were close with Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
All right.
But Frosted Flakes is not even in the top 10. Do you guys get those? Like when we go camping or we rent a cottage, we'll go to the grocery store and you get those small individual boxes that come in like a variety pack.
Oh yeah, of course.
Every single time without fail, Frosted Flakes is left over and those get thrown in the trash.
See, I would eat the Frosted Flakes. So let me preface this with, Bitcoin I chose as my favorite cereal because it's number 1. The rest of these are not necessarily in the order I would choose them in.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
I'm not saying here.
I'll go easy on my salt.
I'm not saying that Ethereum's my favorite cereal. I'm not saying that Frosted Flakes is my second favorite cereal.
Okay,
because what's coming next? I hate this cereal.
Okay.
And I'm more relating it to the crypto that is in that number spot. You know what I'm saying? So,
I was going to say, for Ethereum and Frosted Flakes, from the stats you gave me,
you can't lie,
you can't argue.
Right?
You can't argue the stats.
So, number 3, we got Ripple. I'm relating Ripple to Trix because Silly Rabbit, Tricks are for kids, and so is Ripple. You talk to your no-coiner friends and they're like, hey, I'm thinking of getting into crypto. What do you recommend I should buy? And, you say stuff like, you probably should buy some Bitcoin, Ethereum. And then their friend says, what do you think of Ripple? It could be the next Bitcoin. And it's only 20 cents. I just bought 20,000 Ripple, and if it hits 20K, I'll be a billionaire. And then you smash your face into a wall. So, every new young crypto kid has at least a little bit of Ripple in their phase. At some point, they realize it's a centralized shitcoin, and you live and learn. We eat Tricks, and then we evolve to better cereals, and this silly cartoon rabbit can stay with the kids, in my opinion.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Tricks always seems like a good idea, and then you have some. And it's not
right. That's exactly right.
It's the Taco Bell of cereal.
Yeah, that's a great fast food reference or analogy to it because that's exactly what Taco Bell is. Taco Bell lures you in.
Great idea.
Lures you in, and then just 5 minutes later.
It takes my body 1 year to forget what it does. So I don't eat Taco Bell a lot. I eat it once a year, like clockwork. And I'll get that feeling. I'm like, maybe it's a good idea to have Taco Bell today. And I'll go. And then it's 365 days later it takes me to forget.
According to that math, my body will not forget Taco Bell until I'm 10,020 years old.
Wow.
All right, so number 4 here. We got good old Bitcoin Cash. And I am referencing this to Honey Smacks. It's a Kellogg's cereal. You were saying that you're not sure that you have it, but it's very similar to Sugar Smacks. If you've seen Sugar Smacks, it's the same kind of thing. Kellogg's, so Honey Smacks has the cartoon frog on the front. And so...
Is that the Get 'em frog?
Yeah, dig 'em. Yeah, dig 'em. So this is a meme cereal for a meme coin, Honey Smacks. They've got a cult-like following, and in my opinion, it's one of the most trash cereals out there. Much like your Bitcoin Cash shills, Honey Smacks supporters will tell you that it's the best cereal out there. And it is not Satoshi's true vision. It is a hungry Pepe meme.
So I got a question. So yes. I thought they reminded me of Sugar Crisps. And
Sugar Crisp, okay.
And that's the one with the bear or panther. I'm not sure what the I think it's a bear. Not sure. Anyhow, but I don't eat those because I don't know if anybody else goes through this. You know when you eat like asparagus and you go to the washroom, your pee smells funny?
Yes.
Sometimes I think it's when I drink coffee.
Oh, coffee all the time for me too.
So when I drink coffee, it makes my pee smell like Sugar Crisp, which is a weird thing.
Especially because you take your coffee black.
Exactly. I don't know if anybody else has that issue. So I'm unable to eat Sugar Crisp. I'm going to assume Honey Smacks is the same thing. I call Sugar Crisp piss cereal.
Oh my God.
Because that's what it smells like to me. I'm like, oh yeah.
Savage.
I know, gross. But if anybody else has noticed that and we're too afraid to bring it up, I'm just...
Chambers hitting those hard-hitting questions
absolutely.
that you're too afraid to ask.
Trailblazing for you guys.
So, number 5 here, moving right along. Still holding the number 5 spot, although it's down a lot recently. Cynthia's favorite, EOS. So, EOS at the time of us doing this podcast, it's the number 5 spot. It's a smart contract platform looking to kind of work against Ethereum shortcomings and scaling issues. Honey Nut Cheerios, it may not be the best cereal out there, but it's definitely the best iteration of Cheerios. So EOS may not be the best platform, but it still deserves some credit for getting itself up there in the top 5. Just some stats here. In addition, while Honey Nut Cheerios was actually the number 1 cereal by sales in 2017, which is surprising, EOS currently holds the number 3 spot all time in terms of fund raised by ICOs with 185 million raised. Yes, only behind Filecoin and Tezos.
Filecoin.
Yes. So
it's one of those OG coins, I think.
Yes, it is. So one of those. So another one of those stat guys. So it's
can't argue with that.
Honey Nut Cheerios number 1 seller, and EOS is almost up there with. It's the number 1 seller. It's the number 1 ICO in the top 10 for sure. I guess. Well, yeah. I got a box over Ethereum.
I got a box of Honey Nut Cheerios upstairs, and I got a bag of EOS.
That's fantastic.
That makes sense. The correlation is there.
So, all right. So, number 6, we've got Stellar. So, I'm relating Stellar to Fruit Loops. If Ripple is tricks, then Stellar's Fruit Loops. It does everything Ripple can do, but without being a centralized banker's coin. Stellar's tasty, like the milk at the end of your bowl when you eat Fruit Loops. It's cool and edgy enough to spell fruit with 2 O's instead of, a UIT. And if you like the idea of Ripple but aren't looking to get tricked, then Stellar's for you,
Yeah. Fruit
Stellar
Loops,
and Fruit
the
Loops.
better tricks.
Right, it's Fruit Loops or Stellar, the better Ripple.
That's right.
So
I like it.
There you go. Then we've got number 7, Litecoin. So Litecoin I related to Lucky Charms. So Lucky Charms is one of the first cereals I ever remember eating, and Litecoin was one of the first cryptos I ever bought. So it's a cereal staple in a lot of households, just as Litecoin is among many crypto portfolios. It's part of the Coinbase, I guess, 5 now. And with the right balance on the spoon, Lucky Charms is perfect cereal eating experience. Unfortunately for Litecoin holders, Charlie Lee ate all the marshmallows in the box and left you with only the plain bites. So,
just a bowl of beige.
So Satoshi Light is a marshmallow eating follower dumper. And that's it. So Litecoin at number 7 with Lucky Charms. Now, number 8, it's Tether. It's goddamn Tether at number 8. I mean, first of all, what kind of world do we live in where Tether is the number 8 ranked crypto?
It's not a world I want to live in, I'll tell you that much.
It's not a world I want to live in either. So, I mean, let's just put it out there. Tether is grape nuts. There's not really much else to say about it. It's disgusting. It's
the
gross.
dog food cereal of breakfast.
It is. And I feel like a lot of people, I feel like we're going to offend a lot of people with these cereal takes. But
You know what? You don't like our cereal takes? Just unsubscribe. We don't want you.
Well, maybe don't do that.
I'm just joking. We definitely want you. I'm sorry.
Maybe unsubscribe as like a spite and then subscribe again. But yeah, Tether's grape nuts. I mean, there's nothing else you can really say about it.
If you like grape nuts, though, for real, just
then
unsubscribe.
unfollow me.
Yeah,
just get out.
We don't need to be discussing this.
All right, 9, Cardano. I'm relating this to frosted mini wheats. So Cardano, another of the blockchain platforms, they boast on their website that they are differentiated from other cryptocurrency projects because of their scientific and philosophical approach.
I see. I know where you're going with this. I think I know where you're going with this.
This is a quote from their website. This is the first blockchain project to be developed from a scientific philosophy and the only one to be designed and built by a global team of leading academics and engineers. The scientific rigor applied to our mission critical systems stop me when it tastes like fucking mini wheats. This is just the most boring thing. If that quote doesn't sound about as fun as eating lightly sweetened hard pieces of shredded grass, I don't know what else.
Listen here. You know what I had this morning for breakfast?
What?
A big bowl of brown sugar mini wheats, and it was delicious.
Look, I'm not saying they're not delicious because I actually like frosted mini wheats.
That's my adult favorites.
It's one of mine too. However,
what was that Family Guy thing? The Michael Jackson mini wheat thing. Shit. We'll tweet it out later. It's fun. It's something offensive to children, I think.
My point here was mini wheats are boring.
Kind of.
They're boring. They are. They're boring.
They're sweet. They got that nice little crust of sugar on the outside. It's
only half.
But then you let the milk sink into it, and then it's nice and chewy.
We're going to agree to disagree on this because I actually like mini wheats, but those quotes sounded like eating shredded grass.
Well, see, I thought the way you were going was, they're incorporating the scientific aspect, which mini wheats incorporates the healthy aspect, but still good because they put a little sweet on it.
Okay, I get that.
I thought that's where you were going with it.
That's a good way to go.
Yeah. And only brown sugar mini wheats, not that.
Well, see, then there you go. You're not even talking what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm talking apples and oranges. I'm talking green apples and red oranges, maybe, I think.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. Number 10 is Monero. Monero I have here as Cookie Crisp. And there's only really one reason for this. First of all, I loved Cookie Crisp when I was growing up. You just said you hated them, correct?
No, I loved them growing up, but I had a bowl within the last year. Oh. And I don't know what happened to it. It's that, how we get older and things don't taste the same.
Right.
I don't know if it's us changing or the recipe changing, but I had one fairly recently, and it tasted like garbage.
Interesting. So growing up, this was one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. No, a great cereal growing up.
And I just thought, what's a identifying factor about Monero? And obviously it's privacy, but then, with privacy coins, everybody screams about how you can use them for money laundering. So really why I chose Cookie Crisp was because on the front of the box growing up, it was the cops and the robber dog and the robber guy trying to steal all the Cookie Crisp, and the cop was chasing them. So it made me think of privacy coins and money laundering, and that's why I chose.
It's also the cereal you want to hide from your parents, I think, growing up too.
Right, because you can't eat cookies for dinner, but you can eat cookies for breakfast. I think that's totally appropriate. So I'm glad you're with me on that one. But
simpatico on that one.
So that was our honey bunches of blockchain, or we could even call it honey bunchus of blockchain.
Ooh.
And there we go. So we're going to move right along from that into what's becoming one of our most popular segments here, Rapid Fire. So we did Rapid Fire with Charlie Shrem today, in the episode that came out today, and it was very well received, and we're going to start doing it with all of our guests. And we're like sitting here compiling massive amounts of questions and word associations. So we're building a book here. But I'm going to ask you, and then I'll answer.
Okay.
So we got a couple picked out here. What is your favorite superhero?
It's a good question. I'm not a huge superhero movie guy.
Me either.
The one I'm going to go with, like, out of the movies, is that what we're going to say? Like the movie
I think you can
superheroes?
take this anywhere because I'm going to go somewhere different. I don't know if it's going to count. I don't know if it's going to count.
Okay, I'll go somewhere different too. My favorite superhero is Pie Man from The Simpsons, and that's when Homer dresses up.
Okay, that's not where I thought you were going to go with that. All right, that'll work.
My favorite superhero movie is probably Deadpool, though. Out of the
that's
movies,
a good one.
I like that one. That one's
if you're talking like which movie do I enjoy the most, I like like the original Iron Man. That was a good one. But
yeah.
I think just if you had to give me a favorite superhero out of like the movies, I'm probably going somewhere like, oh man, I just thought of like X-Men. I used to love X-Men. I used to love Wolverine. But Batman's a classic.
Yeah.
And then the one I was going to go off the wall with, I don't know if this will count. What about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, those are totally
Do those count?
100%.
Then those are definitely hands down my
yeah,
favorite.
actually, I mean, that is, as a child, that was
where I was at.
Big Ninja Turtle guy.
Who was your favorite?
Probably Donatello.
I was a big Donatello guy. I liked Michelangelo second best.
Yeah, I would say that too. And then then I'd say Leonardo, then Raphael. Raphael's kind of a dick.
Yeah, especially in the movies.
Yeah, exactly. Always like, what the fuck? Just stay with the team. Like, you're part of the team. Stop branching off. All right. And then Leonardo. He was kind of the leader and kind of pompous a little bit. Didn't like that.
Right.
Yeah, Donatello was my guy.
All right. Next, what is your favorite conspiracy theory?
All right. Now, this is not a conspiracy theory in the sense that I don't think anybody's actively trying to
disprove it.
This is more of
prove it, I guess.
Yeah, or there's like government behind it or anything like that. So,
mine has no government behind it either.
So this is specifically for people that grew up that were kids in the 90s, and my wife brought this up to me. I don't know, about maybe a year or two ago. And because she had read this, there was this big thing that came up. I think it was maybe right after the New Year.
I hope it's the same one as me.
If it is, I'm going to freak out because we're going to talk about this for the rest of the episode. She had seen this article, and she's like, and it kind of said something to her. And she just read it and looked at me and said, "Can you name me a couple of Sinbad?
I know this.
A couple of Sinbad movies." And I'm like, okay, yeah. There's like the one where he's like.
I know where you're going with this.
Like a bodyguard for like the kid.
I will fight you over this.
All right. And I said, and then he was also the genie. I said there was Shazam and Kazam that came out. I said one of them was with Shaq, and then he was in another one. I think one was Shazam, and it was
Shazam was Shaq, correct?
Kazam was Shaq.
Okay, yeah.
Kazam was Shaq, and then Shazam was Sinbad. And she looked at me. She's like, apparently that movie didn't exist. I'm like, whatever. Of course it exists. I remember watching it as a child.
It does not exist.
Listen here, all right?
That movie does not exist.
There are thousands. So then I fell down this rabbit hole, and there are thousands upon thousands of people that remember it, just like I did. But my point, I wouldn't have been so taken by it had it not been presented to me that way. I totally, and she looked at me. She was like, "You know what's impressive is I didn't say anything to you. I just said name me a couple of Sinbad movies, and you said that. That's weird right off the bat." And it's been messing with me. Like it shook me. Like I wasn't good for a couple of days after reading this.
So, what is Is there proof?
No. So
didn't Sinbad come out and say he never made this movie?
So there are two options. Okay, there are only two options. Okay, I'll start with the more realistic one. Option one is the Shaq movie came out around the same time, but if I recall properly, it definitely came out afterwards. Say within a year, at the most 2 years. Okay?
So tell me how it comes out after a movie that doesn't exist.
Right. So I'm just saying in my timeline.
Right.
Okay? In my timeline, the Shaq movie came out after the Sinbad movie.
Yeah.
The first theory I have is that Shaq didn't want a competing Genie movie, so the studios paid to have it squashed. Paid out Sinbad. That's why he says it didn't exist.
You know, those competitive Genie movies.
Exactly. Well, and it makes sense too, because we all remember,
so you're saying he paid off Sinbad too to say it
like the
never
whole
existed?
thing got squashed,
or maybe or you're saying that Sinbad now had to sign an NDA that says you can never speak of this movie,
right? And let's be honest, there are a lot of double movies in our, you know what I mean? Like when Armageddon came out.
Sure.
Like it's a thing that happens. It's when there's a huge pop, Top Gun came out, Iron Eagle came out. Armageddon comes out, whatever, the day after. I don't know what the other one was with Morgan Freeman president. But there's always.
Isn't that the day after tomorrow or something?
Is it day after tomorrow? Yeah. Something like that. Anyways, so it's not like it's an oddity that would happen.
No, correct. I'll give you that.
So that's one. The other one is split timeline. That one's a little bit more out. Like, I'm just from a different timeline than you. Universes have merged. There are some people from timeline A, and we have now merged into timeline B. And you can't remember it because it never happened in your timeline. And there's, thousands of people from my timeline that this happened. It's a real thing. I remember. And I know I'm not the only one.
We're going to. This will probably spark some controversy here. We're probably going to have some listeners that remember this Sinbad movie that doesn't exist.
I hope we do.
So we will. You're going to have to go on our Twitter tomorrow, Chamber, and post all of these, theories.
Yeah, those are the only two options.
So people can look at them. So people can see what exactly you're talking about. You know what I mean? Because.
100%.
Oh my God, that's fantastic!
I may or may not run a Facebook page dedicated to that.
Shut up, do you?
I may.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I love Chamber Sinbad Shazam Truther.
It really affected me. And I don't get affected by these things very much. So
my God! Well, I'm glad yours was lighthearted because mine will also kind of be lighthearted here. There's a lot of ways you can go with conspiracy theories. I'm going to talk about one that me and my friends argue all the time. And I mean, there's not much that would say this shouldn't be true. But I'm going with Stevie Wonder isn't blind.
Ooh.
Yes. I'm going with that as my favorite conspiracy.
I've heard of this. I haven't dug deep into it. I've heard of this.
So there's a lot of stuff out there that could look as proof that Stevie Wonder is not blind. And
I like it.
So I'll post.
You're saying you're on the camp that says he's not blind?
I'm on team not blind.
Interesting.
One of my favorite things of proof on this is you're a sports guy.
Yeah,
Bomani Jones. Do you know?
Yeah,
who
I love
Jones is?
Love Bomani.
He's a very credible and very smart guy.
100%, very smart guy.
Right. So this is my favorite.
Shout out to Bomani, by the way.
Yeah, this is my favorite. Stevie Wonder isn't blind take. So Bomani Jones actually has a YouTube video that is over 15 minutes long, and he breaks down the entire argument, including some around the horn footage. And so he did this on around the horn. His arguments include, but aren't limited to, Stevie Wonder trying to get on Dancing with the Stars. And then Bomani Jones has a buddy that was selling Stevie Wonder 3 plasma TVs once. And so this Bomani Jones YouTube video is hilarious. So you need to check it out.
I will check that out.
We will post that. But then there's also this there's a GIF of Stevie Wonder catching a microphone on stage one time that's falling. There's everybody.
He caught a microphone.
Yeah,
in mid fall.
It appears that he catches the mmicrophone mid fall. It appears that way.
Right.
Then they always talk about how he's always seen sitting front row at NBA games, and they have pictures of him reacting to stuff that.
So could we say he's like how some people are legally blind but they can still see?
Yep.
Did he maybe just is that but kind of leaned into the blind aspect for the show?
So I would say that's probably a viable thing, but the apparently the story, not the story, the truth apparently is that he was born like this, and because he was born like 5 months premature or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And
I'm a big Stevie Wonder fan.
So there's actually a picture here that shows him literally taking a picture of Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yes, I'm going to. I want your live.
You're going to show this to me now?
Yes, I want your live reaction to this while we're here. So, and then the conclusion just says, bruh. There it is in the Telegram.
All right, checking it out.
But so the Stevie Wonder isn't blind take is my favorite conspiracy theory. So
why would he be taking pictures?
Right. Exactly.
No, I think it's a case of maybe he's like blind enough where he can't drive, but can probably still make stuff out.
So I would agree. That's probably it. But we have.
But he's really leaned into the blind aspect, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've talked too much about conspiracy theories, but that was a very fun one. All right. So we're gonna do two more of these. What would the title of your memoir be?
Pause for effect. I don't know. That's a tough one. I think pause for effect is.
So just like you did.
Yeah, exactly. That's
fantastic.
That's most of my day. Yeah. Is just pausing for dramatic effect.
That was awesome.
If you'll notice, most of my tweets have the pause.
The pause somewhere built into them.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that's a good one. I got two. One, my first memoir would be called "Falling Up." It's I don't know how I've been so lucky in my life, and I am just like one of the most degenerate people out there. So, I just always fall up. So that would be one of them. My other one, this came from I don't know. This was actually something I said to one of my friends. He asked me, I don't know, a couple summers back to come and hang out at his pool. And I said, Evan, I can't do that. The title of my memoir is Entirely Too Fat to Swim. So that is the other name of my memoir. And then
mine might be T-shirt at the beach.
Yes, that's the prequel. That's awesome. So, last question for rapid fire: favorite guilty pleasure artist or / last concert you've seen?
Favorite guilty pleasure. Okay, guilty pleasure music. I'm a big music guy. I collect a lot of records. My favorite go-to Sunday morning, kind of embarrassing album is Bee Gees' Greatest Hits. I love the Bee Gees.
Oh.
Huge Bee Gees fan.
I could tell by the way you use your walk that you're a woman's man.
Yeah,
no time to talk.
Yeah.
I could tell. Oh my god, that's so funny. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Huge Bee Gees fan.
All right, I'm gonna get destroyed for this. I know it. So, my favorite guilty pleasure artist and the actually next concert I'm going to see it next weekend. A friend of ours bought us tickets literally last year for her, my fiance, and I to go see as a birthday present for her. And I love this person, and I don't know, it is very, very guilty pleasure.
What is this gonna be? Is it Reba McEntire?
No, I personally think this is probably worse than that. Like, at least, it's Ed Sheeran.
Yep, that's worse. Still a redhead, though. Still a redhead.
I'm gonna get
that's much worse.
I'm gonna get destroyed.
Ed Sheeran, like my 5-year-old daughter knows that Ed Sheeran's not cool.
Whatever.
No, that's okay. I will admit. What's that song? I
don't act like you don't know it. That's the best part.
It's like the love song one where it's like evergreen is in the words.
Oh, yeah, Thinking Out Loud.
That is a good tune. That I hear that played on the radio.
Thinking Out Loud. Yeah,
that's a solid tune. I mean, I'll give credit where credit is due. He did totally rip off TLC, by the way, in that newer song, whatever that new song. No Scrubs. Is it No Scrubs or Waterfalls? I forget which one he ripped off, but the tune is exactly the same. I think it's No Scrubs.
Interesting. We'll have to get behind that as a conspiracy theory.
Oh, I know. I think he was sued.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I do remember that. That's okay. I love you anyway, Ed.
No, that's okay. I mean, there's only so many songs.
Ed Sheeran, if you're listening.
Yeah. Shout out to Ed Sheeran.
Oh, my God. All right, so that's gonna...
So you bought these tickets. Sorry, you bought these tickets.
No, I did not purchase them.
But they were purchased over a year ago?
About a year ago, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Because I guess he just announced the tour, and he's playing at MetLife Stadium, which is the Giants and Jets Stadium in New York, and we live nearby.
So what was the last concert you went to before that?
Well, I actually just recently went to... I'm not a huge concert goer.
No, that's my wife and I. We like to go to concerts.
I'm not a huge concert goer. I went to Dave Matthews in July.
That's nice.
At the outdoor performing arts center that's here. It was really fun.
I'm a big outdoor concert fan.
It's a cool venue. If you ever come to visit, but it's a pretty sweet venue. But that was the last concert I went to. That was in July. Before that was probably the same concert the year before. I am not.
Are you a Dave Matthews goer? Like one of these people?
No, but my friend know what I'm talking about, right? So I like Dave Matthews.
Did you go see Fish too?
No, and I was a big Dave Matthews guy in college. My one buddy that I went with, that I've gone with 2 years in a row, has seen him 9 times.
Yeah, that's too many times.
And well, see, I would go to this concert every year. It's fun to go to. You know what I mean? So I could
an outdoor concert's totally good.
I could see myself being.
No,
if I'm still here.
I shouldn't speak too fast. I've got a couple of bands that I've seen too many times.
And then the other buddy I went with, I think it was his 3rd or 4th time. He's
not too bad.
See it. So this one was my second.
My last one was Arcade Fire, and we've seen them. I think we've seen them 4 times. They're very good. If you haven't seen Arcade Fire,
seen them live. No,
amazing. One of the best shows you'll ever see. I think that was the last one we went to go see.
So if you're listening out there, send us tweet at us your rapid fire answer questions, because we love talking to people about what their versions are. So we had a big conversation in a Telegram group today about what your favorite karaoke songs were. So hit us up with your guilty pleasure artists, hit us up with your favorite conspiracy theories, hit us up with all those kind of favorite superheroes. Just reply to our tweets and tell us what you think, or come find us in Telegram. But that's the end of the questions. I'm going to give you a word association. This is going to be acronym version.
All right,
ready? So first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the following. FUD.
Losing money. I feel like every time there's FUD, the market dumps on me and then I lose money.
Okay, good one. HODL.
What I tell my dad every time we talk on the phone. Because I'm pretty sure he bought during the holidays when I was visiting. And I was telling him how great my investments were in BTC when I bought in November. And he hasn't been very happy with that decision. So I'm just HODL, Dad. HOLD.
What is
HODL, I mean.
HODL, yeah. All right, next one. Buildle.
Buildle?
Yeah, you've ever seen this before?
Is that build during the downturn kind of thing?
I guess so.
That's like what we did? Like what we did with the podcast?
Yeah, we built. Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
That's what I'm saying.
Buildle.
Yeah, us.
All right, ready? DYOR.
Say it again?
DYOR.
Oh, DYOR. Yeah, I think of DYOP.
Yeah, do your own podcast.
Do your own podcast.
All right, FOMO.
Oh, heart palpitations. I get FOMO hard. It hits me. The FOMO monster enters my body, and
me too. I can
I have to pay the troll toll.
Yeah, I feel the electricity running through my body when 100%. I'm FOMOing.
I've been getting that in the buy downs as well. When Ethereum went under $200, I'm like, I got excited.
So I was having FOMO hard when we were doing the podcast and we made the bet at 67-ish, and you had said it was going to go to 75.
Yep.
And it 14 days in a row it was just going up.
Yeah.
And we had these mini alt pumps, and I'm sitting there basically completely on the sidelines, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm feeling it. And I was so close to jumping in, and I didn't, and thank God.
I don't know. Yeah, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for whatever to fix itself. You got to wait for the trend to figure its way.
All right, next, OTC.
Beyond what I can do. OTC is for the big fish. I think I'm not a big fish.
All right,
little minnow.
TA.
Work in progress. That's
as in your own personal.
Yeah. It's coming along. Starting to see some things.
All right, and then this is not an acronym, but it's a 4-letter capitalized word. REKT.
The best part of crypto.
And that would be not financially correct.
Not
financially REKT.
The REKT podcast is it's a good time. I'm pretty happy with what we've been doing so far, and considering where we were in February and March and April.
Look, I'm at least having a lot more fun.
Way more fun. Yeah, 3 months. Like I said, end of November. So we'll call it all of December. January was this meteoric rise. Right till the alts kind of the first week of January. So just pumping, feeling that FOMO, loving it. Buying tops left, right, and center, and then just a rocket down. I mean, it was insane. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, I wasn't, I didn't need the suicide hotline or anything like that, but wasn't enjoying it, to say the least. Yeah. And then then we started the podcast, and at least it's fun now.
Right, exactly. At least we can make fun of ourselves.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, that's it for us today. We that was a lot of fun, actually. So
it was a good time. I got to tell you about my conspiracy.
Well, I remember reading about that one, and it's an interesting one. I need the tweet. I need the proof tweeted out to me because.
All right. I have Google alerts set for these types of things.
Oh my god! I can't believe you run a Sinbad conspiracy Facebook page. Oh my god, this is fantastic. The more you know, folks.
Yeah. Oh, there's more. I got a lot of layers of this onion.
This is why we're doing rapid fire. So the listeners can not only get to know us, but our guests as well on a much more personal level. Maybe they won't like what they find.
Most people don't.
Ed Sheeran.
It's all right.
But anyway, that'll do it for us today. We will be back next week on Tuesday recording an awesome guest, Crypto Breakfast. That'll be out Tuesday. We're going to do some fun stuff there. And until then, don't get wrecked. And that is financial advice.